Welcome to the Fatal Attraction Podcast. As we prepare for our upcoming season, we're revisiting another unforgettable story from the series. Whether you're listening for the first time or enjoying it again, we're happy to have you here. Thank you for joining us, and we'll return soon with an all-new season. Now, here's Fatal Attraction. It's a warm July afternoon, and nearby security cameras captures an intriguing scene, raising questions about the reality of what is seen. A startling turn of events forever changes a cherished, hard-working mom and home health aide's life. Was this a case of mistaking identity, or was it the case of a love triangle turned sour? Detectives are now in pursuit of the truth. What happens when love becomes fatal? This is the Fatal Attraction Podcast with What's Done is Done.
July 12th, 2011. It's Tuesday morning in Elizabeth, New Jersey, a gritty blue-collar city just across the Hudson from Manhattan.
It's an industrial town known for its railroad yards.
Elizabeth, New Jersey is not the kind of city that you go to for fun or vacation.
Elizabeth may not be the city that never sleeps, but it does get up and go to work awfully early. And at around 7:30 a.m., a crew preparing to install a billboard between the railroad tracks and the New Jersey Turnpike are about to make an eye-opening discovery.
Hey man, come over here and check this out. Come check this out.
They found the body of a woman lying dead near the train tracks.
They immediately called the police.
Within minutes, the overgrown lot between the train tracks and the turnpike is crawling with authorities.
There was a gunshot wound to her forehead.
She'd been shot execution style.
Why she'd been killed is a mystery, and so is her identity.
They were not able to find any type of identification on the body.
But searching through the weeds near her body, detectives uncover their first clue.
Still has power. You think it's the victims? Looks that way.
And tracing the number will give detectives an ID. 40-year-old Ramona Jackson. Born in Manhattan, Ramona grew up in another of New York City's 5 boroughs.
Her family moved to Staten Island when she was a child.
Ramona had a very close-knit family.
She was like kind of a tomboy. She was like hanging out with me and my friends.
Although as she got older, the big city was just a ferry ride away.
I live in Harlem on 125th Street, like the west side of Harlem. So she used to love coming up because it's like going to the city.
She liked to be around her friends and her family. She was just one of those energetic person that you want to be at a function.
But while still a teenager, Ramona's life had taken a serious turn.
She had her child in '89. So motherhood came into play then. You going straight from teenager, instead of living your life to focus on what you want to do, now your focus is on your child.
And by the time she was 30, Ramona was raising 3 little girls as a single mom. To provide for her family, Ramona took a job as a home health aide.
She also wanted to do some work that really helped people.
I thought that was perfect for her to go into that field because she loved helping people. She was there for anybody and everybody, especially our neighborhood. Everybody knew her.
Ramona's job gave her the time to give back to her neighborhood, too.
Ramona was so involved with her community. She was on the community association board. She did so many things like fundraisers for back to school or anything that the community needed.
The donuts have arrived.
Thank you. The kids loved her. Everybody loved my mom, so she was always the go-to for any event.
But while everyone appreciated what Ramona did for her community, she developed a special bond with a fellow volunteer.
If you're not doing anything on Saturday, maybe we can go to a movie.
I'd like that.
Me too.
His name was Shane Wilson.
Ramona never really got involved in a long-term serious relationship until Shane entered her life.
Shane and Ramona started out dating very casually, but eventually became serious.
Ramona was eager for Shane to meet her friends and family.
She just wanted me to meet him. I don't know why, but she wanted my opinion. So one of my visits, I came and I met her.
But whether there was a wedding in the couple's future, Ramona didn't say.
Things like that my mother kept a secret.
She didn't need my approval. She's a grown woman, she just wanted me to meet the guy.
All the family knew was that Ramona was happy.
She was working in a job that she really enjoyed. She was able to take care of her family. She was just enjoying her life and living the way that she had always dreamt.
We had arranged to meet up the weekend. It was, oh, I miss you, love you, can't wait to see you. And then this happened.
Now it's up to detectives to determine just what had happened to Ramona.
When detectives first arrived at the scene, they were not quite sure what they had in their hands. They had a woman who was dead, but was this the location where the murder took place, or was she shot to death somewhere else and her body dumped here?
The answer is out there waiting to be found. But first, detectives will need to ask the right questions.
Was there a man in Ramona's life that no one knew about?
Is this Shane?
This guy came out the blue.
No. Nobody knew my mother was talking to him.
Stay tuned for the dramatic turn of events on this roller coaster ride on the Fatal Attraction podcast.
On Staten Island, 40-year-old home health aide Ramona Jackson was living the life she'd always dreamed of.
Ramona was living in a community that she liked. She was in a job that she loved.
Ramona and her family were very close-knit.
And now she'd gone public with her new man, 45-year-old Shane Wilson.
He was, I guess, a secret for a little while before she was like, hey, this is my boyfriend.
Ramona was in such a happy state in her life with Shane.
But now, detectives in Elizabeth, New Jersey, just across the harbor from Staten Island, are trying to solve her murder.
Workers that were putting up a billboard discovered a body near some railroad tracks.
The body did not have any identification on it. Police were able to identify Ramona because her phone was found at the crime scene.
Searching around her body fails to yield any other evidence, though.
There was no sign of a weapon anywhere, nothing that could be collected for further examination.
However, her cause of death is clear.
They find a gunshot wound.
She died more or less instantly.
Where Ramona died isn't as readily apparent.
The murder could have occurred anywhere, but the killer chose this out-of-the-way location to dump her body.
And police suspect she died overnight.
Based on the condition of the body, when police discovered it, it appeared that it had not been there very long.
But no matter when or where the murder occurred, detectives believe Ramona had been awake and afraid when her killer pulled the trigger.
She was shot through the ring finger on her left hand, and that bullet went through her finger and pierced her forehead, killing her. Likely she was holding her hands perhaps like this in a defensive mode.
Looking for a lead on who dumped the body, detectives canvassed a handful of houses on the dead-end street.
There were a few houses. Some of them were abandoned and boarded up, but others were occupied. The detectives went from house to house, interviewing residents.
None of the residents recall seeing anyone driving in or out that night. But there may be someone or something that did.
As detectives are canvassing, they notice that there are surveillance cameras on the railroad property.
Thinking the cameras may have captured the killer. Back at the precinct, detectives contact the railroad company.
They request a copy of the surveillance from the previous night.
If they were lucky, the surveillance footage would give them a plate number and possibly a lead on the killer's identity.
Then, while waiting for the railroad to process their request, detectives turn their attention to the one potentially useful piece of evidence recovered from the scene, Ramona's cell phone.
When detectives look through this cell phone, they find the photo roll. They notice that the last portrait that was taken was a selfie of Ramona and an unknown male.
You think this be the killer? No telling.
According to the photo's timestamp, Ramona took this photo just the previous afternoon.
Hoping to learn who the man in the picture is, detectives reach out to Ramona's family, who've been desperately trying to find Ramona for almost 24 hours.
Ramona's daughters knew she was going out the evening before, but when she didn't make it home and didn't make it to work the next morning, they had really started to worry.
Something's wrong because I'm getting all these phone calls. My family's like calling everybody and I know what's going on. I don't understand what's going on. Her room was how she left it, made up. Her uniform was on the bed.
But as Ramona's daughter is about to find out, she isn't coming back.
Hello? A detective had called my phone, and I'm like, okay, so what's going on here?
Oh my God.
He said, a homicide detective.
No. No.
It was just like, what? You found her what? Where? Like, are you sure?
To confirm that the victim is Ramona, detectives arrange to meet with her daughter.
The shock, I can't even put the feelings in words. It was just like, what could she have possibly did to deserve that? Because no one deserves that.
It was horrible. It was just like, who did this? In Jersey, like, how did she even get there?
We're going to try our best to find out. But we need to ask you guys some questions first.
I'll try.
Detectives begin by getting some background information about Ramona.
She's a sweet person. She's not into confronting people.
She had a lot of friends. Whoever met her, she will give the sheriff her back. She'll make sure you're okay. Do you have a problem? She would try to help you. She was there for anybody in our neighborhood. Everybody knew her.
Is she seeing anyone?
Oh, there's Shane Wilson.
Sonata explains that Shane is Ramona's boyfriend and that the two were getting serious.
Do you know how long they were together?
I'm not real sure.
According to Sonata, Ramona tended to be very private about her personal life.
So, I don't really know how long they was in a relationship for.
But was that the only secret her mother kept hidden?
The detectives pulled up the photo that they found on Ramona's phone.
Is this Shane?
No.
Stay tuned for the dramatic turn of events on this roller coaster ride on the Fatal Attraction podcast.
Detectives investigating Ramona Jackson's murder have learned that the 40-year-old home health aide might have been seeing someone else in addition to her boyfriend, Shane Wilson.
Is this Shane?
No.
Just hours before her death, Ramona had shot a selfie with another man on her cell phone.
Ramona's daughter tells detectives the man is 45-year-old Abdul Shahid Aziz.
According to her daughter, Ramona was dating Abdul on and off before her relationship with Shane.
I knew who he was from when I was younger. My mother brought him around.
I think they met at work, but it was a long time ago.
I was a little girl, so I didn't interact with him.
She said that her mother had dated Abdul off and on, but he'd eventually moved to Florida and dropped out of her mother's life.
This all occurred before Ramona was involved with Shane.
But according to Ramona's daughter, Abdul had recently resurfaced.
Your mom was going out with you?
I came home once while he was there. She asked me not to tell anybody.
About a year before the murder, Abdul had returned to the Elizabeth, New Jersey area and had reconnected with Ramona.
Nobody knew my mother was talking to him, so that was like a secret.
Most of the family never even heard of Abdul.
God, I mean, how long has it been?
I don't know, but you haven't changed a bit.
It started off innocently enough, reminiscing over old times.
There was some real regret there. They both viewed the other as the one that got away.
And before long, the old flames had rekindled their relationship.
Even though she was dating someone else, she was secretly seeing Abdul.
It was a very casual relationship, not serious enough for Ramona to actually introduce Abdul to the family or even have a label for the relationship.
But now detectives wonder, had Ramona's secret gotten back to her boyfriend?
Did Shane actually know the extent of Ramona's relationship with Abdul?
If he did, that could potentially give Shane a motive for murder.
A quick background check makes talking to Shane an even bigger priority for detectives.
They typed Shane Wilson's name into the criminal database, and they discovered that he'd had a criminal record, including a charge for assault.
There was also a handgun violation on his record.
The charges are pretty old, but police were not negating the possibility that Shane could be violent.
Detectives become even more suspicious when they contact Shane and ask him to come in for an interview.
When police bring Shane in for questioning, he's kind of nonchalant about the whole situation. He doesn't show any emotion.
When detectives asked Shane about his relationship with Ramona, he seemed to downplay the whole thing.
You guys were going out. I guess you could say that.
He tells police they were sort of dating off and on, but they never really talked seriously about marriage.
Basically, he told them the exact opposite of what Ramona's daughter had said.
So it was casual. Yeah.
According to Shane, they weren't exclusive either.
He tells police, I knew that Ramona was seeing this other guy.
You know the other guy's name?
Abdul something.
Aziz?
Yeah, that's it.
They learned that he is aware that Abdul is in Ramona's life, but he's not that sure about how intense the relationship is.
That's what Shane tells detectives. But does Ramona's sometime boyfriend know more than he's letting on?
How could it be a coincidence that she turns up dead less than 24 hours after shooting this selfie with another man?
Perhaps did Shane know that Abdul and Ramona were on this date and may have been upset?
According to Shane, that's not the case.
When police inquired if Shane was upset that Ramona was seeing Abdul, he shrugs and replies, "She's a big girl. She can see and do whatever she wants."
It didn't bother you?
Not really. Like I said, we were casual.
Technically, she was free to see who she wanted.
However, according to Shane, Abdul didn't see things quite the same way.
Shane told police he knew that Abdul was not happy with the fact that she was still connected to Shane.
Ramona tell you that?
Nah, he did.
Shane had revealed to detectives that Abdul was sending very angry text messages.
You said angry, like threatening?
Yeah.
To not only himself, but Ramona.
He tells police it's not that big a surprise to me that she's dead.
Stay tuned for the dramatic turn of events on this roller coaster ride on the Fatal Attraction podcast.
Detectives investigating Ramona Jackson's murder have just learned that the 40-year-old may have been in the middle of a tumultuous love triangle between current boyfriend Shane Wilson and old flame Abdul Aziz.
In fact, according to Shane, Abdul sent angry messages both to Ramona and to Shane, expressing his disgust that they were still connected while Abdul and Ramona were seeing each other.
At least that's what Shane claims.
Can you show us any of these texts?
I deleted them.
A guy sends you threatening messages, and you don't save any of them?
If Shane had killed Ramona because he learned that she had rekindled things with Abdul, then it would make sense that he would try to pin the murder on him as well.
Okay. But just for the record, can you tell us where you were Monday night?
You still think I killed her?
Shane told the police that he had nothing to do with Ramona's murder. In fact, he had been at a friend's house from 7:30 that evening until past 11 o'clock.
All right. Free to go.
Detectives need to verify Shane's alibi. But first, they try to double-check his story about the threatening texts that Abdul supposedly sent Ramona.
They look back at Ramona's cell phone and they see that these text messages are not there.
Of course, it was possible Ramona had also deleted Abdul's angry texts.
Or were they never sent? When the investigators follow up with Ramona's family, they can't confirm Shane's story either.
I don't even know if she got threatened.
Unable to verify Shane's story about Abdul's threats, detectives go directly to the alleged source.
Unlike Shane, he appears to have a different reaction to the news of Ramona's murder.
Unfortunately, I have some rather bad news. We found Ramona's body earlier today.
Oh my God. Just can't believe it.
He's very distraught over the death of Ramona.
When was the last time you saw her?
Monday afternoon.
That fit with the timestamp on the selfie detectives found on Ramona's phone.
Abdul tells police they'd spent the afternoon at a park in Elizabeth.
What'd you do after that?
Nothing. She said she had something to do that night.
Abdul tells police that he dropped her off at her home around 6:30 that night.
According to Abdul, he then decided to go back home, freshen up a little bit, and head to a bar.
He said he had hung out there well into midnight.
Did Ramona tell you what her plans were?
No. I kind of thought that meant she was going to meet the other guy.
Shane?
Yeah.
If Ramona met up with Shane, did they end up in a confrontation about where she had been earlier?
Did Shane know that Abdul and Ramona were on this date?
What do you know about Shane Wilson?
Not much. Can't say we got along, though.
According to Abdul, Shane was pretty angry about him dropping back into Ramona's life.
He tell you that?
Not to my face, but Ramona said so.
Of course, this was exactly the opposite of what Shane had told them.
But which man in Ramona's life is lying?
You ever send text messages to Ramona?
Sure.
What about Shane? You ever send him texts?
Well, sometimes.
Abdul admitted he sent texts to Shane in the past, but he denied that there was ever anything threatening about the text he sent to either Shane or Ramona.
You weren't angry about her going out with Shane?
I knew they were dating when I came back. And she said she needed time.
Time for what?
According to Abdul, Ramona was planning to break things off with Shane.
Me and Ramona, we had a connection.
And he tells the detectives, guys, I had nothing to do with Ramona's death.
That's all we have for you.
With nothing to hold him on, detectives let Abdul go. And when they follow up on his alibi, it appears to check out.
Abdul was kind of a regular at the bar. In fact, the bartender knew his name and remembered him being there that night.
Shane's friend also confirmed his story that Shane came to his house on Monday night, was there from around 7:30 until after 11.
However, neither alibi is airtight.
Detectives didn't have an exact time of death. They only knew that Ramona's body ended up by the railroad tracks sometime overnight.
Detectives also have to consider the possibility that neither man is their killer.
Maybe there was someone else upset by the fact that Ramona was seeing multiple men.
Hoping to learn more, detectives subpoena Ramona, Abdul, and Shane's phone records.
If nothing else, the records should reveal the truth about the text messages Abdul supposedly sent to Shane and Ramona.
Then, trying to get a better fix on Ramona's last hours, detectives pay a visit to the park where she supposedly spent the afternoon with Abdul.
The attendant on duty really didn't recall seeing Ramona and Abdul.
Doesn't look familiar. Sorry.
Nothing rings a bell, huh?
No, sir. But we have cameras all around the park. I'd be happy to show you some footage if you want.
That'd be great.
After police looked at the security footage, they did see two people that looked like Ramona and Abdul having fun around the lake.
To detectives, they look like a happy couple enjoying an afternoon in the park.
In fact, the video didn't show them having any sort of altercation or anything like that.
But less than 12 hours later, workmen would find her dead body dumped near the railroad tracks just a few miles away.
Detectives really needed to get their hands on those phone records to see if Shane was lying about Abdul sending those angry texts.
But first, they finally hear back from the railroad.
Hey, railroad footage ready. Gotta go. Good.
The railroad has surveillance footage from the night of Ramona's murder.
The cameras don't cover the spot where the workmen found the body, but they do cover the access road that leads back to the area.
The police are looking at hours and hours of footage from this surveillance camera, and they see that during the time period before the body was found, that there's only one vehicle entering and leaving this property.
A dark-colored SUV that drives down the road at approximately 7 p.m.
The recording wasn't clear enough for detectives to make out the plate number, but they could see that there was someone in the passenger seat next to the driver.
4 minutes later, the car is seen exiting the property with just one person in the vehicle.
Which meant the killer didn't just dump Ramona's body there.
She was taken there to be executed.
Stay tuned for the dramatic turn of events on this roller coaster ride on the Fatal Attraction podcast.
Detectives investigating the murder of 40-year-old home health aide Ramona Jackson have just found security video footage of the killer entering the area where workmen found her dead body hours later.
At around 7 p.m. the night of Ramona's murder, the footage did show a dark-colored SUV going down to the end of the road.
One of the interesting things they discover is that the SUV, when entering the railroad property, there's a driver and a passenger, and minutes later exiting with just one person.
Detectives figure the passenger has to be Ramona.
The big question is, who was driving this vehicle? Was it Shane? Was it Abdul? Could it have been somebody else?
The surveillance video from the railroad company isn't distinct enough for them to make out the vehicle's license plate or figure out who exactly is inside the vehicle.
Hoping to narrow the list of possibilities, investigators contact the Department of Motor Vehicles.
The police obtained DMV records for Shane and Abdul.
According to the records, Shane owns a sedan, not an SUV.
But Abdul has a vehicle registered in his name that looks very similar to the one seen entering and leaving the railroad property.
It wasn't quite a smoking gun, but it was close enough.
It was enough probable cause to bring Abdul in again and lean into him a little in hopes that he cracks.
Now they just have to find him.
Abdul, we need to ask you a few more questions.
They go to his house. He's not there.
Detectives spend several hours staking out the house.
And they were waiting for him to return. He doesn't.
Think he ran? Only one way to find out. Got that right.
They reach out to a judge and obtain a search warrant.
They do a search of his house.
They were looking for a gun, bloody clothes, anything that might tie Abdul directly to that murder.
But they come up empty-handed.
They don't find anything necessarily that connects him to the crime.
Detectives have better luck when they search the garage.
They did locate his vehicle, and they determined that his vehicle was very similar to the one seen entering and leaving the crime scene.
But like the house, there's no evidence of a crime in the garage either.
The case against Abdul was purely circumstantial.
However, their case grows stronger when detectives receive the subpoenaed phone records.
Police find a series of angry text messages from Abdul to Ramona.
They had all these text messages, like 400 text messages.
The records also reveal that Abdul had sent messages to Shane as well.
Him texting like, oh, I know you with her, and she only answers the phone when you're not around.
Then he turned around and texted Ramona, basically pleading with her to spend time with him.
I love you so much, this whole back and forth thing.
But if Ramona didn't respond, the texts went from pleading to angry.
He would curse Ramona out, threaten her.
He showed this controlling, possessive behavior.
As close as we was, she never told me what was going on. And that's how things can happen when you don't tell nobody what's going on.
The only one who knew was Shane, who'd initially tipped detectives off about Abdul's abusive nature.
You said angry, like threatened?
Yeah.
After police had gotten the phone records, they realized that Shane was telling the truth.
What was less clear is why the texts weren't still on Ramona's phone. Did she delete them herself, or did Abdul do it after the murder?
But now that detectives have phone messages and the video showing what appears to be Abdul's SUV at the crime scene, they're ready to take Abdul into custody.
It was enough for police to get a warrant and arrest Abdul.
And this time, detectives have no trouble finding him.
Abdul Aziz, heard you guys were looking for me.
Detectives?
Once police issued an arrest warrant, Abdul walks into the police station.
He'd heard detectives were looking for him, and when he came in and was told there was a warrant for his arrest, he then surrendered to police.
They escort him into an interview room and they read him his Miranda rights.
Since he turned himself in, detectives hope Abdul will confess. But they're disappointed.
Do you understand these rights?
I understand them, but I don't agree with them.
Now that they've read him his Miranda rights, he decides he doesn't want to cooperate.
However, he does have one more thing to say.
What's done is done.
It sounded an awful lot like a confession.
Stay tuned for the dramatic turn of events on this roller coaster ride on the Fatal Attraction podcast.
detectives have just placed Abdul Aziz under arrest for the murder of his off-and-on girlfriend, Ramona Jackson.
Before, he was willing to cooperate. Now that they've read him his Miranda rights, he decides he doesn't want to cooperate.
But then he told them, what's done is done.
Is this a confession?
That's what it sounds like to detectives.
What do you mean by what's done is done? We want to hear you out.
After some long back and forth with detectives, Abdul admits to killing Ramona.
Once detectives confronted him about the angry text messages to Shane and Ramona, plus the surveillance video of his SUV near the murder scene, he just couldn't deny it anymore.
He says that on the afternoon of July 11th, he lured her over to Elizabeth with the idea of spending a romantic afternoon together in the park.
At the park, he said everything was fine. Ramona snapped a picture of them during their picnic.
Apparently, she had absolutely no idea what was coming.
But Abdul says his real objective was a dead-end road a few miles away.
He lured her there on intentions on committing a horrendous act.
However, he didn't realize that there were security cameras watching the road.
Those cameras recorded him driving Ramona down the lonely access road around 7 p.m.
Where are we?
Come on, I want to show you something real quick.
Abdul tells detectives that when Ramona got out of the car, he pulled a gun.
What are we doing out here? Where are we at? The bullet hit her in the head and she fell, dead, almost instantly.
The entire murder took less than 5 minutes.
He got in the car, drove away, and just left her body there, alone.
Why'd you do it?
But Abdul never explains why he killed Ramona.
The only conclusion on what possibly could have happened, like, okay, you want to be with her, she doesn't want to be with you, and you can't take no for an answer.
Stand up. Let's go.
But even without a solid motive, Abdul's confession is more than enough to charge him with first-degree murder.
But the question becomes, is this enough to keep him there?
Abdul's lawyers were really working hard to have his confession thrown out.
It is their contention that his confession should be thrown out because after detectives read Abdul his Miranda rights, he did not want to participate.
Do you understand these rights?
I understand that, but I don't agree with them.
However, Abdul never explicitly asked for an attorney, so detectives had continued to question him.
He tried to weasel his way out of it. He tried to use the system to get him out of it.
This case wound its way through the legal process until finally a higher court did rule that Abdul's confession should be thrown out.
Will that be enough to secure an acquittal when Abdul finally goes to trial on December 5th, 2017, more than 6 years after Ramona's murder?
Despite the fact that the confession has been thrown out, prosecutors are still very confident that they have enough evidence for conviction.
Even without the statement from Abdul, prosecutors still had records of cell phone texts between Ramona and Abdul.
Prosecutors also have the security video from the railroad company.
The surveillance video shows his car entering the property with 2 people inside and minutes later exiting with just 1 person inside the vehicle.
It was premeditated. You lured her there. He knew his intentions before he committed the act.
The defense counters by arguing there's no proof that it's actually Abdul on the video.
Since there was no license plate number in the video and no forensic evidence tying Abdul to the crime, the case was strictly circumstantial.
But for the jury, there's no doubt that Abdul murdered Ramona.
Even though the jury never hears his confession, the evidence is persuasive enough to convince them to vote guilty.
The judge sentenced him to 50 years in prison.
He'll be over 90 years old by the time he's eligible for parole.
Ramona's family takes some comfort in the fact that Abdul will spend the rest of his life in prison.
It's just a relief that you're locked up and you can't hurt anybody else.
But that's hardly enough to make up for what Abdul took from them.
Justice wasn't served.
Not in my eyes.
He's still breathing, so. Wasn't served.
You can make up, you can use the phone, you can have visitors. You can do all of that. She can't do nothing.
But while she may be gone, Ramona will always live on in the memory of those who loved her.
What I miss most about her is being able to talk, hug, talk about anything.
She was there for me. Even though she was my younger sister, she was always there.
She was a loving mother, sister, niece, friend, confidant. She was everything.
Sometimes people keep their relationships hidden to allow them to develop without interference. However, there are times when it is necessary to bring these out into the open so friends and family may point out the flaws that may be being purposely hidden from you. The senseless loss of Ramona Jackson has left a loving family in anguish. She will forever be missed. Coming up on the next episode of the Fatal Attraction Podcast.
She was a young mother, devoted to her family.
She was a provider, a protector.
She was a person that gave her all.
There's nothing that she would not do for her child.
But there was one thing missing.
She wanted to be loved.
She thought the time clock was ticking away.
Until she met the man of her dreams.
She thought he was actually the one.
She was really excited. They began to talk marriage.
They say love comes first, but is it love when it's shrouded in deceit? What happens when a new relationship with marriage on the horizon takes a fatal turn? What happened to Siobhan Alexander? Tune in to the next episode of the Fatal Attraction Podcast. We will see you in the next episode.